So the file, let me create a new page so I can go through those options. So you have these 4 different types. Web page is just a static page where if you edit it, it deletes the old information. Announcements allows you to make a new post, so the old posts move lower. Filing cabinet allows me to store files, and they will, like attachments, like Word documents, PDFs, worksheets, anything like that. Yeah. And then list is not attachments, but I'll do it like top websites. And then it allows I can customize it. So when I open up list, it has these templates. I don't use templates. I just use create my own. And then it says I'm going to have one. I call this one unit. And I add a column, and I call it title. I add a column, and I call it URL, and I change this from text into URL. And then I add a column, and I call it description. So I make this a lot on my website so that I can, as I'm trolling the internet, let me rephrase that. As I am on Twitter and people are sharing resources with me, I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. I get that link, and then I have a list page where I paste that link. But I need some context on it. So I just have a list of websites. It's not necessarily part of my lesson. It's just resources. So I'd like, well, this goes with Unit 5. And then,
I saw where you had a picture of a compass, I guess, that they could buy. Where would you put something like that? Like, oh, here's something you could buy. That's what I saw on your website one time. It was like a compass or a calculator.
I think I just inserted a picture.
So where would you put? Would that be in your?
So this is just a separate kind of page where I can gather together lists of resources. That's just separate. And that's great. You should totally have something like that. But what I'm looking at is when I click on this daily one where I have the new post. So if everyone will go to their page where they're going to do this is what we do today. This is what we're going to do today. You should see new post. You will accidentally do the piece of paper, right? You'll do it accidentally. Here's what you do. Copy and paste. So when you realize that you did it, and you did it, you go back and you make a new post. You retitle it for today, and then you paste, just copy and paste what you had made into there, and then delete the accidental page. You will do it. I still do it to this day, even though I've been doing this for years. It's just so tempting to click on the piece of paper icon. But just remember, what you do every day, your daily thing is a new post. My daily thing is a new post. I'm going to zoom in on this uber big. My daily thing is a new post. So let's make up a pretend week. We're just going to make up a pretend week, so we're going to do this as Monday. So we're going to click on New Post. And you can delete these. So we're going to make it, and you're like, Alice, I didn't really want this. You made me do it. That's okay. You go to the More button, and you hit Delete. So we're going to just make some sample pages, and then you can delete them. So I'm going to click New Post. And then it says Untitled Post, so I want to change that. And I'm going to call it Monday. What was last Monday's date? The 17th? Yeah, whatever. Right? Whatever it was. I guess I could do this Monday coming up, but...
I didn't set mine up properly so that it would say new post. What have I go back to fix it?
Other than misspelling the URL, you see here where it says Mrs. Keeler's sample etc site, whatever? I cannot change that. I cannot change that. You cannot change the URLs. Anything else is not a disaster. Anything else we can fix. So, Monday. Number 1. Welcome. Sign in as always. I'll just put sign in. Sign in as always. So I just sit down here and I think to myself, what do I want to do today? So I'll put in here sometimes a little bit of, go Wildcats or whatever your school mascot is, some superfluous reading that shows that you're a human being and not a robot. It's kind of nice. You are so awesome. I love having all of you in my class. Push enter a bunch of times because I want to give myself some space. Number 2. Now what am I going to have him do? Do it? That might be a little too aggressive for first thing in the morning. Won't make cookies. But I want to think of something as in the likelihood that I get a phone call, that someone comes on the all call and is doing announcements, and I can't start class, that some kid's walking in tardy, that some mom just has to talk to me right at that moment. You know what I'm talking about. At the beginning of class, sometimes it's hard to start class. So why not start class where the kids walk in the door and have something to do? So what am I going to give them to do when they walk in the door? Okay, right? So then we do like warm up. Take out a piece of paper. I'm like cringing as I write that. Take out a piece of paper. Put your name, date, period, and the assignment title. Warm up. 2:17:14 in the upper right hand corner. I know what you're thinking. Alice, I am not going to tell them this every time. Or you could tell it to them when you walk around and they didn't do it. I want to get out of the information giving business. When I'm walking around, if I'm having to be like, didn't put your name on there, buddy. Pencil. That's negative things that I'm saying to kids. And I'm not building relationships. I'm being a rule. So anything that I need to make sure they do, I just type it, and it's good all day. I'm just gonna write it explicitly. And I know what I told you. I want to help them be critical thinkers or whatever. But it's just classroom procedures. Just a reminder. This is how we do it, and I want it to be in the upper right hand corner. I'll ask them to think later. Okay. Construct 3 ways you can solve 4x plus 2 equals 7x minus 4 and explain your thought process. When you are done, okay, number 3. Number 3, peer edit. I literally am just doing my lesson planning right here. What do I want the kids to do? Okay, I want them to do something independent. An independent activity I want to do. What directions would I need to tell them? And do you notice how I'm putting things on a separate line? I'm trying to avoid a big, giant block of text. You know what that's like. You got to try and make your information as clearly communicating as you would want it to be when you're explaining it. But this is what I want you to do. Okay? Well, now that they've done that, maybe I want them to do something with a partner that they could work on together. So peer edit. Make at least 3 positive comments on other students' papers. Give at least 2 constructive comments on other student papers. Whatever. Anyway, I'm just building my agenda. What do I want him to do? Pushing enter multiple times in between. You can type whatever you want. You don't have to type what I'm typing. I'm making stuff up. I don't even teach this class. So. But now that I've got here, I want you to peer edit. I need to have some directions on how you find them. I want to be really explicit about what they need to do. But you know what? This is starting to look like a lot of text. So come back up with me to number 1. Highlight it. Make it bold. Make it ginormous. Number 2, make it bold. Make it ginormous. So I'm just changing the font size.